Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Prospects Teaching 101. My name is Chris, and today joining me we have... So we're going to be watching some Quintez Cephus with you guys today. He is a wide receiver from Wisconsin who the Lions took in the 5th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. Listed as a 4th-year junior, more on that in a minute, out of the University of Wisconsin. Listed officially, I believe, as of the combine, at 6 foot and 78, so almost 6'1". 202 pounds, 8 3/4 inch chain, so actually pretty small hands for a receiver, which is interesting. 32 1/8 inch arms and 77-inch wingspan. So, any thoughts on his measurables and what you've heard about him going forward so far?
No real thoughts on his measurables, like you said, small hands, and I haven't really heard much of him except the couple of Wisconsin games I watched against Ohio State, and Jeff Okuda said he was the toughest receiver he faced all year, so I'm intrigued.
Yeah, he's definitely very interesting because he's not really a standard type of receiver mold. But one thing that I've heard really good things about is his blocking ability. And that's something that will translate immediately to us in the vice position, which is for those of you guys who aren't familiar with what the vice role is those are the guys who block the gunners on special teams. So, like, basically the guys who, like, when you're returning a punt, your gunners are the guys who are the ones who basically go after the punt returner out wide. They're basically like your corners uh, of your kickoff or of your punt group. And then your vices are basically, well, actually, I got that wrong. Your gunners would be more of your receivers on your punt team because you're going to be like offense kicking the ball to the other team. So your gunners are basically like where your receivers would line up, and your vices are basically where your corners line up for the guys who are going to be blocking the gunners from going down the field to tackle your return guy. So he'll be one of the guys who has really strong potential there at the vice spot from what I've heard. So something to keep an eye on for him if he makes the team. With that said, did have an injury in 2018, and without getting too deep into it, apparently he did have an issue. He was suspended for the team for a full season, which is why he's a 4th-year junior, not a senior. From what I've seen, the Lions, and I believe this based on our history, Lions did a lot of research into this, and Daryl Bevel's from Wisconsin. He went to Wisconsin, I believe. I'm almost positive he coached at Wisconsin. He was with the Packers for a long time. He was with the Vikings for a while. He has pretty strong connections to UW. So he is someone who I would trust to get the correct information on that and really understand the full scope of the situation and talk to everyone to ensure that he is the type of player that we want in Detroit. And if this were true and we had any concern, I really don't think Martha Ford would have approved this pick. She is probably the single most uh, anti-domestic, anti-sex crime, whatever you want to call it, type of owner in possibly all sports. We've had many of good players cross off our board, namely Joe Mixon, over some sort of domestic violence or gender crime, I'll call it, put it kindly.
Right.
So, if we had the slightest bit of concern that that were either true or a long-term concern, I would be absolutely shocked if he ended up a Detroit Lion. So, with that taken care of, definitely someone who is that I think I'm just kind of using that as more of an explanation as to why he possibly fell. Also tested really, really poorly at the combine. He had a horrendous combine. I think he ran like a 4.7640, which is brutal for a receiver, especially a 6'1" guy. On the other hand, he did improve that a lot, and Bob Quinn talked about how that really helped us with him, with us, rather. When we visited his pro day, we had a lot of guys at that Wisconsin pro day, and he really impressed us at that workout. But that was the day of the quarantine, by the way. The day the quarantine started was the day of the Wisconsin workout. So that was really the last pro day that was actually held and was officially done with all the scouts and executives and stuff. So we got to go to that and see him live in person his pro day, and that's kind of where he really won us over. Which is why I kind of value pro days. I think they're an underrated tool of the evaluation system. I hope they come back once it's safe to do so next year. Well, with that being said, it's about time we got into the tape and start going over all the other pre-stuff. We're going to take a look at Oregon first, kind of get a feel for against Pac-12 defense, and then we'll see what we can do against one of the Big Ten teams otherwise. Did I start watching him at some point? Apparently I watched this tape before. That's kind of funny. I don't remember doing that.
Interesting.
Okay. Well. Huh. Must have been when we went to the Wisconsin Pro Day or something. Pretty nice first step. Really got a nice feel for his ability to cover media ground and off coverage. Nice soft cut as well. Doesn't overextend. Okay, nice seam motion. Nice concept. Really well timed to the flat. Nice shot getting those hands up as well. Nice inside win. Terrible throw. But I like how he utilizes that outside, I don't want to call it fake, but like the outside initial thing to get this corner. Basically, you can see he's angled out, is what I'm trying to get at. He has this corner running to the outside. It almost is kind of a fake in a way, I guess. I think he's going to do a really nice job of winning to the inside leverage once he gets this corner to try and run on the outside. Right here, boom. And especially at this point in the play, you can really tell that corner has his back turned to the inside. He's facing basically straight at the boundary. So definitely really nice shot there from Cephus to win that initial release move with the line of scrimmage. And that's what really is able to maximize that separation going down the field. Yeah, look how much room he's able to create there. After he gets in his fake. Oh, that's why I got the easy through. Nice. Yeah, that was uncatchable. But I like what he's doing in terms of his ability to win the line of scrimmage. He's doing a pretty nice job of utilizing his footwork to create different timing of his releases. Did he catch that?
The flag.
You're calling me out in defense. Apparently he caught it. I thought that was uncatchable. I thought that went over his head.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa!
okay, so ball tracking is definitely a plus. Really nice job. He gets his head turned around really early here, which is part of the reason he was able to draw the flag. That consistent contact. Really nice job of being prepared for the ball early. That's really nice ball tracking. Yeah, you can tell he's definitely being interfered with. I think he was out of bounds there, though.
Oh well. Shame. F.
Nice release variance. While he's not really doing a whole lot with the hand usage, it's in part because they're playing off against him. Well, not off, but I mean soft. So they're not really. I mean, you can tell even at this point in the play, he's backing up away from the line. They're not trying to jam him in any way, so kind of hard to see hand usage when he's not getting pressed. But what you are seeing is variance in footwork timing, the ability to kind of get that delay. You're seeing some explosion with the first step, things like that. So that's really fun to watch. Inside, yeah, there's a nice quick. Okay, nice feel for leverage there. Really like how he's able to get around that first defender, find the open space, and does a really nice job of creating that box. I talked about this in live receiver tape so far this year, but when you're facing like especially zone coverage team, finding those soft spots and making sure that you're able to maximize that separation by using your field vision and your spatial awareness. He has a really nice job with that in this play. Leads to a touchdown. Also, haven't talked about this too much. We did a little bit, but his hands as well. He's definitely a hand catcher. He's able to utilize that hand. Those hands to finish plays. I thought he was in. Yeah, that ball is definitely across
Yep.
the plane.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, interesting outside. Oh, that's why. Comeback route. Okay, nicely done. Very interesting to see him take the outside leverage despite them jamming him outside, which almost leads me to believe the corner thought it was a streak route, because more often than not you're trying to enforce the boundary against your vertical stem. So my guess is that the corner actually bid on this streak route down the field. And normally, if it is a streak route, the corner wins that route. Because what he does is he forces Cephus into the boundary, and either he steps out of bounds or he's not getting the football, or it's incomplete. So the corner actually does his job, what he should be doing against a fly streak, go, whatever you want to call it based on your system. But what Cephus does is he actually kind of uses that to his advantage. It's kind of a really good mental IQ play here. And what he does is he gets this corner to keep biting on that streak and force the outside leverage. Well, then what he does is he uses that to turn that into a comeback route. It might have been a curl, kind of hard to see without all 22. But he ends up coming back toward the line of scrimmage, and he's able to utilize that to create that separation and get the ball 2 feet in bounds. That's a really interesting play by Cephus' part. Nice. Again, talked about the variance in the footwork at the release point. This time he goes with the hop step. Nice. Good catch. Oh, nice physicality. Okay, a little bit of ring after the catch there. Boom. Fights through that contact really, really well, especially on third down short situations. Also, what I like about him too is they're playing him all over the field. They're putting him in the slot in trips. They're putting him in the slot in duos, doubles. They're putting him outside in doubles and duos. They're putting him at the X to Z, all kinds of stuff. Both sides of the line of scrimmage as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen him on both sides of the line because the comeback play was on the left.
Yep.
So
Right.
that's been really nice to see that kind of formation versatility and alignment. Beautiful. Love what he did on this play with the leverage and the spatial recognition and awareness. Watch how he's going to be able to get this. Recognizes that his defender has the inside leverage here to his left. Sells that, and then he makes this outside move to maximize that space. Well done. Unfortunately, you couldn't complete the process, but oh well. Same thing here. Really nice job of trying to sell that inside release, but gives up that area, knowing that he has that outside route. Boom. Also, a little bit of hand usage there at the top of the route stem. Kind of hard to see, but at the bottom right corner of the screen, if I pause it at the right time, you'll be able to see he was able to kind of maximize that space and create that separation with his hand usage as well. Right there is probably the best example you're going to be able to get of it, which really helps him at the catch point. I paused it a frame too late. I'm going to see if I can get a better example of this. Right here, really able to utilize that hand, and it creates that little extra bit of separation space that you really want to see from him in a contested situation. Also worth noting, I love the depth of the route that he took here. Knowing that it's a 3rd and 5 situation, here's the first down marker. Goes a yard or two, well actually 2 or 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, just in case if this quarterback underthrows this, or he has to come back for it, etc. So he does a really nice job of situational awareness and being aware of where the first down marker is. That's nice to see. Ends up working out for him. Great hands again too. Nice job going up for the football and making the hands catch. Nice. Exactly what I wanted to see from him. This is what I was expecting. Does a great job of staying square to the defender. Really nice positioning here. Great job of getting that inside hand placement on the corner. Drives out away from the runner behind him. And does a fantastic job of staying engaged and making sure that the corner is able to shut that block. That's exactly what I wanted to see from him as a blocker. It's great news. Same thing, except he didn't stay engaged as long. Boom, nice job of keying his target initially as well. Wins that, well, doesn't win, but does a great job of completing that first process, recognizing who he has to block down the field, being aware of the schematics. Boom. Keys in. Nice job getting inside, just really nice job by the corner to separate at the end. Nice. That was really, really well done. And this is why variance in release timing is critical too. You have to see him take that little bit of delay while this cornerback blitzes. He's able to utilize that to his advantage with the play fake. And he's right there waiting for the ball wide open in space with that primary read. Easy. Nice. Good move after the catch. Boom, just slips right underneath. Nice broken tackle and great job falling forward to maximize that yard after catch. Well done. Okay, a little bit more slot work. Back to the left side. Oh, I love that route concept. That was actually really, really nice discipline by the corner not to bite on that. But he does a fantastic job selling this double move. Watch this, boom, right here, creates that hesitation step. Corners just does a great job of not biting for it. Quarterback fake as well. Boom. and takes that shot over the top on the stop and go. If that were not almost perfect coverage, that's a very easy deep completion. And I love the ability to create that kind of concept with him and that potential there. That's fun to see. You don't see a lot of double moves at the college game anymore. Spatial feel. Back inside. Yeah, they're putting him all over the formation, which is great. They tried that same concept again. Right there, you can kind of see him slow down and stop for a second. And then attack down the field. Only it was a 3rd and 20, so it was a very obvious deep pass situation. Which made that predictable, and they were able to get him up over the top.
Nice.
So, your thoughts on Quintez Cephus so far?
Yeah, I really like him. To me, personally, in a receiver, I tend to value your bigger guys, the guys that are better route runners and have better hands rather than the guys who are speedy downfield threats, the yak guys. I prefer the bigger guys, and Cephus fits that mold for me. I'm a huge fan so far.
Sweet. So here we go, game versus Iowa.
What was that?
Here we go with the game versus Iowa.
Ah.
Yes, we talked about the variance in the footwork at the point of attack. Just gonna say nice explosion. Oh, that was a really nice inside fake. Watch how he ends up selling this to the inside to try and get that corner back on the inside leverage, and he does for a second, which was really able to maximize that outside leverage for him to be able to create that maximum separation on the outside, just a bit overthrown. A nice quick release on the outside, or quick cut I should say. Same thing, nice quick cut. He's showing him the ability to vary his routes. Nice, again, very good job of that coverage recognition, mental IQ, spatial awareness. Does a great job of getting this inside, work around the coverage, work around the defender. The corner actually, as you can see here, looks to be attempting to hold him. I don't know what ends up having on the play, but nice. Then you can do 6 to maximize that space. Physical at the stem. Boom. And goes up. Great hands. Well done. Another thing I'll say too that he's doing a really nice job with is that motoring consistency. Able to continue running his routes even when he knows he's not the primary read or the secondary read. This play more likely than not designed to go outside in, so you're probably seeing him as the third read on this particular look. Nice. Good job drawing that PI. Nice. Good curl. Great catch point. Nice. Boom. Maximizes that separation as much as he can. Goes up. Great hands at the catch point. Really, really nicely done to see that physicality ability when that contested catch. Love that. Watch how he's able to utilize the footwork here at the release point. They're backing off against him quite a bit, even Iowa. They're playing him soft very often, so I'm curious what he'd do against press. But that's a whole other discussion. What I really want to bring up here is the footwork. Watch how he's able to utilize the feet. And it actually maximizes that separation here on the inside for him. I love the way he sells his cut too. Watch what he's going to do on this. I don't want to call it a post route, but in a way it kind of is. Boom. Right here. Looks back for the ball right in the middle of that triangle. Great spatial awareness as well on display in this particular play. But he does a really nice job of bringing inside here, finding that space in the initial phase. And boom, right there, he gets a nice quick cut to maximize as much space as he can get on that route. Love the variance with the footwork. Watch what he's going to do here on this play. Starts with the hop step. Bam. And right here, he's going to utilize a nice quick cut, hard cut. Maximizes that separation ability to really just kind of give that quarterback as much room to throw this ball to the outside as possible. But even if this throw is at him, he's still able to kind of make a play on this ball over the corner because there's so much distance there. And even, yeah, at this point in the play, we're still going backwards. So, yeah, this ball is not the best thrown. He's still able to make an easy play on it, though. Because he just generates that much extra separation. Great coverage recognition again. Spatial awareness. Nice. Great outside leverage. Launch right here. Hard to win to the outside here because you still have these guys running their routes. But he actually does a pretty nice job of, again, still maximizing that separation with him in the defender, despite them being relatively crowded and this guy over the top as well. Nice. That's great zone beating. Great zone beating. Love to see this. Once he's able to recognize his coverage, right? He knows he's playing in zone. And you can tell at this point in the play, his quarterback is turning his head to play the quarterback in the flat. So right here, he knows he is behind the quarterback. Boom. Cornerback, rather. Maximizes its separation by getting around him. Great timing on the throw by the quarterback, by the way. I don't know who the QB is. I'm guessing Jack Cohn.
Yeah.
And all he has to do now is just him in stride, keep running down the field, and tons of space there. Tons of space there. Boom. Really well thrown ball, too, all things considered. Could have been better, but still really well done. And down the field he goes for a big time play. Oh, wow. Watch what he does at the stem. Boom. You're really seeing active hands at the catch or at the stem point of the route. He really knows how to, again, maximize that separation. Boom. Hand usage. Then nice shot of staying in bounds. Great feel for the boundary here. Able to stay in bounds and then gets that run after the catch. The end zone. Really fun to watch at the stem point, but also at the line of scrimmage. He's able to win all three phases of the play, which is really impressive to me so far. He's able to win at the line of scrimmage with his footwork at the release point. He's able to win the second phase with his variance of cuts on his routes, as well as his hand usage at the stem. He's also able to finish and win that third phase of the play by creating a little bit of yards after the catch, as well as completing the process of the catch more often than not with his hands. So, really nice three-phase player, which is exactly what I was hoping for at the receiver spot this year. Oh, that was nice. Watch this cut on the inside. Boom. Really nice sell to the outside. Is able to use that again to maximize that separation. Right here. Sells this to get that defender bunting to the outside. Quickly redirects. Nice agility. Is able to use that to create that maximum space for himself. They talked about this a lot so far this video, but and keep bringing it up every time he does this well. Really nice visual awareness, good coverage recognition here to find that open space in that green grass. Easy open field rate if he were to throw it. Now they're playing way off. So, your thoughts on Quintez Cephus?
Like I said after the Oregon game, I think he's good at pretty much everything. Like you mentioned at the beginning of the video, he didn't test all that great. He isn't, the combine warrior. He's not going to run 4.4, but he's he has good hands. He's a pretty good route runner, and he has a knack for finding the football, which is the type of guy that I like. I'm really happy with his selection, especially since it was the 5th round, I believe. I think it's so. I'm pretty happy with the pick.
Nice. So, with that being said, here are some of the categories that we'll be looking for, or we're looking for. You got first off, hands and contested catching. I'm going to go with a 9 for sure. Definitely, like we was able to bring there. Athleticism, I'm going to go with 5 still. Not really overly impressive in terms of speed. He did look relatively agile. Had a little bit of explosion to him, but he didn't really particularly stand out or do anything special for me as an athlete. Route running was really nice. Definitely solid 8. I could probably go with a 9 there if I wanted to. And after catch, same thing. Definitely feel like an 8 is a solid spot for him. Also probably could have gone with a 9, but he's not really in that same class as like your CeeDee Lambs, I guess, is really what I'm shooting for. Feel like he has a little bit more room to grow there. Release moves were nice. Now, I don't know how he's able to fare against press, which is why I'm only going to give him an 8. But I really like what he was able to do in terms of varying his footwork and ability to beat that off coverage and the soft coverage as well. Not necessarily just being that off and getting that free release, but he's also able to beat the soft coverage of the line of scrimmage as well. Some awareness and spatial awareness, definitely 10. Love what he was able to do in that particular aspect of his game. Motor and blocking, easily a solid 9. I probably could have gone with a 10 as well, but very consistent as well as with his motor ability to consistently run his routes. Short and underneath threat, definitely got to see a lot of flat routes for sure, so I feel pretty comfortable giving him a 9 there. Yeah, I'll stick with 9. I thought about going with 8. Intermediate threat, would like to see a little bit more in that intermediate range, but he definitely does more than I was expecting him to from that second level, so I'm going to give him a 7. And then deep threat, we only got to see a couple of plays there, but I do feel like he has some upside to continue his development there. And we saw what he can do at the catch point, which really intrigues me for some of those contested catch situations. So I would like him at an 8 in that particular category myself. So while I calculate this, I will let you go and
Cool.
talk about what you think about him as a player.
Awesome. So my final grade came out to be an 86, which is a second round grade for me. He's good. That would put him as my wide receiver 8. Tied for wide receiver 8 with Denzel Mims. So I might be a bit higher on him than most, but I just think minus the speed, athleticism, he's a really, really solid player.
Yeah, I have him as AE1, which is bottom of the 3rd round for me, end of day 2. So getting him in the 5th round is definitely something that I'm pleased with for sure. He showed me a lot more as a receiver than I was kind of expecting based on what I remember hearing about him, which gives me hope that he can kind of be that 4th option for us if Marvin Jones were to get hurt again this season at some point. So maybe not just a pure special teams guy like I initially was thinking going in. He's someone who maybe in a 4 wide receiver set can come in a rotational very rare occasional role there, or really be that fourth receiving option in case Marvin gets hurt again or Kenny goes down and we need someone to be emergency outside receiver as well. Anything else you'd like to add about his fit in Detroit?
No, I'm really excited to see him progress. Like you said, I don't think he's going to be a starter, but he definitely has the ability to come in case of an injury or something and be a spot starter.
Yeah, we see that this receiving class is really, really deep, and there were a lot of very good receivers that ended up going over the course of the last couple of days that we've been watching the draft. And he was one of those guys that I feel like is one of those basically fell uh, because of that depth of the class, in part. Obviously, there was also the teams who weren't able to get that character eval on him, and apparently there were some teams that didn't really buy his pro day, or for whatever reason didn't go to Wisconsin. I don't know why, and get those updated numbers there. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does here, how he's able to develop. I really like his potential with Robert Prince, our receivers coach, who's done a great job of developing some of these intermediate round receivers in the past. Specifically, Kenny Galladay was one who he really helped grow and develop, and continues to grow and develop uh, every every time he plays, every week. So I feel like Cephus can hopefully head toward that development track. We're starting to build a culture in our receiver room of hard work, guys who have respect for another in that unit, and that constant ability and want to continue to grow and improve is something that in our receiver room has been there longer than anywhere else other than maybe the quarterback and staff. So definitely excited to see what he can continue to do here. And yeah, I really like it. The only place I gave him below a 7, which would be a third round grade, well, third to fourth round grade for me, is the athletic ability. So everywhere else, he was day 2 or day 1 player, which is really nice. I'm very pleased with his upside at the least, and I think even more so, he has that kind of floor to where for where you're getting him, the floor is actually really high to be that fourth or fifth option and a special teams guy. So, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, learned a thing or two along the way. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. We're taking a look at all the Lions draft picks and quite possibly plenty more afterwards before we start 2021 tape. So definitely feel free to check those out as well. In the fifth round now, so I think we're heading into the sixth after this. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and for now, peace out.